In this video I'm going to fix the Arduino in place, and to do this I'm going to use some Scotch tape on these little standoff pegs. I'm also going to fix this fan in place. In fact, what I might do first is just put the fan, locate the fan, put the terminals into this, into the power supply. 1, 2, remembering black in the comms line and red in the live. Make sure they don't come out. Okay, so now we've got to get the right clearance for this, for the Arduino. I'm just going to unplug that again. Making sure that it has clearance to all the other components. So these little feet, if we orient the two end ones perpendicular to the line of the Arduino, and the middle one in line or parallel. And what we want to do, and I'll just pop this so that we can see on the center line. Line this, the edge of this board up with that first line of or first row of holes in on the power supply, and making sure that this back edge, which you can't really see underneath the screen connectors, but this back edge lines up with the edge, the rear edge or the side edge of the power supply. That's to give us clearance to the fan, which will sit something like that. So we just need clearance for the plugs there. So I'll just cut off some pieces of this Scotch tape. Just take off 3. Turn that over. Do 1. And orient it the same way. So we're doing this on the rear end of the power supply, which is the front of the machine. So again, lining that up with that first row of holes, lining the back up with the rear edge, which will also pretty much line up the front edge of this, and then squish that down. Now the next thing to do is to connect up the wiring. I'm just going to undo these 4 little holes here. These are for power to all of the components. And they are in a particular order. So we can see on this board here there's a positive and negative. So one of these sides is the 15 amp side, and the other is a 5 amp side, and the 5 amp is, I think, listed on the board down in there. So making sure that black goes to negative and red to positive. So I'm going to take the first black and the first red, pop those in there. And then the second black. They all need to be tight. Now I've connected up this, the VGA plug there, and these, the front 2, so that we're going to be connecting the end 4 of these plugs here to power. Now if you remember, the two are on the line with all of the end 2 on the line with all of these other cables are power to the hot end, so that's to heat your hot end, and these other 2 are to run the fan, the cooling fan. So we're going to do hot end to these 2 and fan to the middle 2. So if you want to put a heated bed on your machine, these last 2 closest to the power in, these last 2 are where you would connect that up. So I'm just going to take these 2 lines here, now in some of your kits these 2 will be green. Doesn't matter which way they go in, they just need to be fixed in down onto the wire. And then the 2 fans. Now the fan does matter which way it goes in. The black needs to go to the negative terminal, which has a D9 on it. And then the red needs to go to the positive. Just check that those are all in, which they are. Now this one is your thermistor. And the thermistor connects up to those terminals there. So there's a line of 6 header pins there, and it connects onto the 2 that are closest to the front end of the board. And this one's for your extruder, and it goes on these pins here. This is the extruder stepper driver, and it needs to go in with the red facing the front. So that's red, blue, green, black, and that sits in like that. Now last thing is the USB connector, and that goes into there.